Wanna go from this to this? Want to know your own art style as an artist? Your artistic identity? Or to get better in drawing? Reach me out on the links below. I'm picking only 5 applicants for free to help them for a month. To help you reach your own dreams, to get you onto the right path toward all, being an artist, being an illustrator, being a concept artist, being a colorist, or a letterer. Help you be a full-time artist. We all have these questions about how to get better in drawing. Getting better at drawing with pencils, with digitals, illustration, how to draw a comic page. Comic page, manga page is always a struggle to many of us. But together we will make it fun, so you can start making your own dreams come true. How to have a storytelling ability. Inking art styles. Color basics, cell shade, cuts, digital painting. Together we'll know how. Gesture is one of the most important trainings, workouts, practice any artist must do. Together we are going to draw. We also hear from the pros and have advice, professional advice from the ones in the industry, masters of the industry too, character design, concept art, digital painting, comics, mangas. Listen to the experience of other creators, other artists, other writers from all over the globe. Reach me out on the links below. So I'm picking only 5 applicants, so it can make it easier when you and on your dreams. Have fun. This is Andrew Henry. I left my desk. To be a full-time artist, I'm willing to help you reach your goals. how to draw a comic page. Manga page is always a struggle to many of us. But together we will make it fun, so you can start making your own dreams come true. How to have a storytelling ability. Inking art styles. Color basics, cell shade, cuts. Digital painting. Together we'll know how. Gesture is one of the most important trainings, workouts, practice any artist must do. Together we are going to draw. We also hear from the pros and have advice, professional advice from the ones in the industry, masters of the industry too, character design, concept art, digital painting, comics, mangas. Listen to the experience of other creators, other artists, other writers from all over the globe. Check me out on the links below, so I'm picking only 5 applicants, so it can make it easier on you and on your dreams. Have fun. This is Andrew Henry. I left my desk job to be a full-time artist. I'm willing to help you reach your goals. Hello there, everyone. Thank you so much for coming to the CMW Comic Manga Webcomics Workshop. We are so happy to have you for this 3-day event. We're so happy that we introduced to you how we can learn, work fast, be better inker, design characters, world building, character development, getting your mangas in webtoon format, and now we are getting better as an artist and overcoming your art problems, your obstacles, find your art style, and overcoming obstacles. First, we would like to introduce you to our rules. Of course, we have been saying those for the 3 days. This session is about 60 minutes long. Feel free to post your questions in the chat area. I may not be able, so I will be answering them at the end of the session. We may not respect. Well, let's have fun. Please be kind and respectful. No hate speech or harassment. All sessions will be uploaded on YouTube and edited. First, we would like to tell you about Artist Jobs and Showcase, our group on Facebook. Group to help featuring artists, showcase writers, company owners, indie creators. A place to offer and see commissions for creators and artists. Buy and sell custom comic art beside making online videos with tips and tricks to help our community be productive. We would like to thank our sponsors, of course, Couple Comics, Zenny Studios, King Midas Media and Entertainment, Zero G, Podcast for Tabletop Games, Digitizers for Digital Solutions, and Gadgets for Artists and Creators. Of course, we would like to tell you more about the contest running deadline 15th of November. Got guidelines, your hero protagonist having a hard time, hero protagonist tries resolving the problem, bigger problem appears. Rules, applicant must sign the workshop form, black and white, 10 panel minimum, 2 comic page minimum, best action sequence, any ideas or characters, no nudity. Awards, Digitizers Award XP Pen Deco P2 exclusive to Egypt, 200 cash prize from Zini Studios, King Midas Entertainment, media and entertainment everywhere but Egypt. Clip Studio Paint, 2 license for 6 months valid for a device of your own choice. Please send your entry, personal info, and address to couplecomics.ent@gmail.com. Well, it's my time now, so our workshop starting with getting better as an artist, conquering art block, create your own art style. Well, I'm using Studio Paint here, software I'm working on. I'm enjoying my time working on it. First, we would like to define what is art and how the art process works from for everyone, for every human, hand and skill. We got 3 major things in the work process here: the brain observe creativity, reading, observe Drift 2, watch films, studying shapes, forms, examine other people's work, and the hand, the nerves of the hand, the muscles of the hand memory, the drawing memory tools, graphic tablets, softwares, Cubase Paint, Photoshop, etc., drawing pencils, paper, scanner. Those are the 3 major things you need to evolve, you need to work on, you need to upgrade so you can be better at drawing. So I always start my sessions telling others about the left versus the right brain. What is the left or the right brain? Well, to be short, the left brain is responsible for the logic, while the right brain is responsible for the creativity, arts. As you can see here, very simple motion graphic telling the left side analysis, logic, idea, facts, math, training, strategic, being realistic, And the right side, creativity, intuition, arts, feeling, imagination, passion, poetry, and music. Many of you would like to ask me what's the purpose of knowing this stuff to art? Well, don't worry, we're coming to this right now. Talent versus passion. Many of us think that drawing or learning how to be an illustrator, working for Webtoons, for Fast, or other mediums, for Marvel or DC, it's only based on talent. Passionate people doesn't have a place among us. Well, I would like to tell you are so wrong. Here's why. A talented people is more talented in some way, but doesn't have so much difference than the passionate ones. He does have more creativity from the start, while your passion, your firing passion, is your guide. This is the difference. If you do allow more of your passion to take over your mind, you have to pass way reach your goals directly. Because then people are able to understand forms and shadows easily. It takes time to understand art. It may make you desperate, may make you sad, but in the end you will get the results you want. Harder to evolve skill, but nothing possible. Able to understand forms and shadows easily goes too for the talent, while you need more guidance and support for the passion. It's not important. It's not a big deal as long as you find your own guidance with artist or another creator or an editor. It may be a good guy that may guide you through your own journey. The problem is the final thing between the talented people and the passionate people that they all need kind of practice. The talented people, if they don't sharpen or observe their skill or get some time to make themselves get better, the skill, the talent becomes dull. Their ability to be more creativity, the ability to understand forms and shadow becomes dull. While the passion people needs practice more and more, they can become easily in a short matter of time get a being a better artist, being a better of themselves. So we get to a better question. How do you evolve your skills as an artist? I get many questions asking about why can't I be a better drawing artist for webtoons or comics? Well, you are asking two questions, the same question, drawing and being an illustrator. Those are two different, separate skills. Always remember that drawing and drawing comics are two separate skills, not a single skill. In order to become a better illustrator, you need to become better at drawing, while the reverse isn't needed. As an illustrator, you need to be a better storyteller to how to become a better at drawing. Make it short, Andrew. We are bored here. Both passionate and talented people need to hone their skills. How? This is how. Practice sketching, draw gesture. We're going to talk about every point about this in details. Practice sketching, draw gesture, try other mediums, study form, study light and shadow, study texture. Through drawing gesture, we will know about try and error, copy, understanding, getting better, and being more creative. Those are the five stage that helps you to be better at drawing gesture. Most one important among all of these are being gesture. Why? What are you trying to accomplish by studying gesture? By studying gestures, there's too many fields we are covering while we are studying it. So we're going to speak about every little one in detail. First one is, are you trying to get better at drawing in general? Or got a problem with lines? Your hand not stable, and stability problem. Got problem with you being slow. You can't meet your deadlines. This is a big problem for being an illustrator, being a comic book artist, being a mangaka. This is a very big deal, not being able to meet your own deadlines. Got problem with anatomy, got problem with forms and shadows, got problem with foreshortening. We are going to take every little one and how we can fix it, or how can we find the best practice for it. First one, getting better at drawing in general. You're going to have to draw still life, an hour, 2, 3, or 4 hours of a single object. Then start adding another object to the scene, figure model. Like you are adding to an apple, you can add a glass to it later, or a watch, or a clock, or something like this. Draw gesture longer sessions from an hour to 3 or 4 hours. This is your major goal if you are going to trying to get better at drawing in general. Work traditional first before you move to digital. Why? Looking at an object you are drawing, observe it for 4 minutes. I'm going to tell you why you are going to draw first in traditional before you move to digital. Look at the object you are drawing, observe it for 4 minutes, then draw 4 minutes while you are looking at it. While you are looking, redo until you are finished. Why is this? Because what you know, what you got into your memory, into your photographic memory, is not always right. Sometimes you try to mimic or copy of other artists. Every artist, everyone got his own errors and faults. It's drawing anatomy or figures. So you don't want to copy those into you with your own addict to them, your own problems and errors. So you need to draw from life, still life. Don't draw from memory, because what you know is always wrong. Understand the basics, mastering sketches and draft drawing, fixing mistakes, relying on your senses to transform and translate what's in your imagination or your vision gives you more momentum than relying on your digital. Those are the answers for work traditional first before you move to digital. So you can understand the basics. You are mastering sketching, rough drawing, feeling the materials with your hands. This is the better part. Able to be fixing mistakes. You will have to avoid mistakes. So far, if you are working through inks directly on white papers, you have to try to avoid mistakes other than relying on Control Z and all other softwares. Relying on your senses to transform and translate what's in your imagination directly into your papers or your vision gives you more momentum than relying on digital. It takes more effort, and this is what we want. Always remember, most professional artists can draw with pencils, and most professionals carry sketchbooks. You will find this at Comic Cons, at events, that many of artists, many popular or famous artists does have sketchbooks that they use while drawing, or they do have them at those cons. And the next problem we were talking about, gesture and how to solve it. Got a problem with lines. Your hand is not stable. Many of us does have this issue, and we get bored from this issue and we don't know how to fix it. Well, here is your fix. Here is your solution for it. Always before you start drawing, warm up for 30 or 50 straight lines before drawing. Draw gesture sessions for 30 minutes or 1 hour long. Look more than you draw. Don't skip the other gesture learning stage. No need to be creative at your drawing. This is what I told you about at the 5 stages. Don't need to skip the stage of gesture, trying, error, and copy, understanding, getting better, being creative. Just take your time. Take your time between every stage. May require months, may require a year or two. Don't skip it. You don't need to be fast or anything. You will find your skills getting evolved as you work and as you go through. And we get to got a problem with you being slow. This is the killer one that makes many illustrators, many comic creators leave the industry and search for other jobs they don't like and they don't love. Here's why. You need to start using a stopwatch or a timer. Draw a figure or object every 5 minutes for half an hour. This is going to make you fast as you can. Fast living artist. Try respecting your own deadlines. Be honest with yourself. Don't be harsh on yourself. Don't be afraid to fail. At the start, you'll find yourself are taking much more time than you did set your stopwatch. Don't worry about this. Don't give it much time. So today you are doing 5 sketches in an hour and a half. Tomorrow you will find yourself finding and doing them in an hour, just an hour. So don't worry about it. Just give it time. Got a problem with anatomy. We all do have a problem with anatomy. Stop looking at other artists' work. Use cell paste or tracing papers to trace poses of athletes and other stuff. I would show you. I would show you how can you do this process so you'll understand the mechanism and how the muscle works to make it easier. Start drawing gesture, of course. Draw parts of the body in a schedule. Here's an example for you to be better with anatomy. This is my own schedule. For Saturday, I draw the whole body. Sunday, I draw faces only portraits. Monday, hands. Tuesday, feet. Wednesday, choose body part, study its lines and shadows in 5 minutes. I repeat those for the other days. And the last one of them, sorry, it's not the last. Got a problem with forms and shadows. Draw gesture and still life for longer sessions, 2 or 3 hours a day. Pay more attention to the form. Sometimes you need to draw the object and figures with shadows first before you add the lines. Try different shading methods. Use Pro Artist inking methods to find your way through shadows. It's hard stuff, but it can be done. Problems with foreshortening. I did have a problems with foreshortening back in the day. I will analyze this with drawing from my webtoon and smart. Foreshortening is a part, so you need to get back to the anatomy part. When you are drawing from life, try changing your seat, stand, sit higher or lower than the figure you are drawing. It's going to help you understand, observe the material, observe the object you are trying to draw. As you can see here, these panels, I won't be able to draw them without drawing gesture, and I will show you the difference right now here. This one was one of the first running scenes I done in 2014 back then. 2014. My works had energy. I did learn from many editors and many artists. They told me this. Your works does have potential. Your works does have energy, but you have a poor knowledge of anatomy. This is what happened when I'm trying to draw. It's kind of stiff, and the foreshortening is wrong. But my poor knowledge of anatomy back then didn't help me. It didn't help me. Composition foreshortening need a lot of work and study. So have patience. Have patience. I'm going to show you the running scene. This one is a new running scene. Running scene after working on my anatomy, composition, and foreshortening gives more power and energy to my work, makes it look more anime or cartoons. This is what I wanted. I wanted my works to look more cartoony or more anime, more manga. So drawing more anatomy, drawing more gesture every day made my skills get better from something like this to something like this. I didn't want to put down the panel I did at 2014. It was the start of my own dream, making Smile into a comic. I was so desperate, me and my wife, we didn't have any ideas where we can start publishing it until we came up with this webtoon thing. Always feel free to, well, thanks Usha-chan. Always feel free to send your questions if you would like to ask anything about your problems with arts. I will reply them while at the end of the workshop. Even the standing pose, this standing pose I did from back then, 2013, 20, standing pose and dynamics didn't have power, lacked power. Here's look at this image. This is cover, and this one have more confidence. Standing pose have more dynamics of its own. Ability to use composition for shortening as I want. May just try doodling without knowing that they are what are they drawing or aiming at. Drawing sketches, gestures, changing mediums helps with understanding your own skills. Enhance them and play with them. There's more, just a standing pose, but it looks dynamic. Another thing that you learn from gesture, faces lag life features, or even animated look. So stiff, so ugly. I didn't like those panels. I liked those panels back then, but I didn't like them now. But I use them because I'm just honoring those pages I was dreaming, posting them everywhere. So I didn't change them so much. So while you'll find now the faces are more animated and does have, if I do want to make someone ugly, I do make him ugly. If I do want to make him pretty, I do make him pretty. New faces had more life, more emotions, more animated ability to play with cameras and emotions too. You'll find here's an old poster for Natalie Vedic from And Smile. This is an old one. While you find the new one does have more life in it. Thus, this is important part that to work smart, not hard. We all love hand-drawn backgrounds, but nowadays with stressing of life, we need to be working on many projects at the same time. You have not only to be better at drawing, but also very fast. Drawing backgrounds is time consuming, so making them in 3D makes your job easier, gets the job done. Make your artwork pop out of the page. If you've done it correctly, look at the manga artists. They use 3D backgrounds most of the time, or edited photos. They wander around cities, or sometimes they travel, sometimes they ask their friends to go out with the camera and take shots everywhere and send them to them so they can edit with screen tones and other stuff. Sometimes, sometimes, but you don't have to do this. Sometimes I do have to create my own studio locations or weapons. Some of you may say it's overrated, but when you are looking at the full finished artwork, it's pro level composition. It will give you more amazing vibe, better feelings than just hand drawn. If any of you remember reading Gantz, you will understand this more. Or using 3D backgrounds, 3D weapons to give you vibes you need. So, getting back to our major topic, to be a better artist, did you ever try other medium? Go to the stationery shop or art store. Drawing isn't a talent, it's a skill anyone can learn. But to encourage yourself, you need to get tools to encourage you. Pencils, inks, papers, colors. So when you go to the stationery shop, you find sometimes a new texture paper, new type of a new pen, a new pencil, a new eraser you would like to try, new color pencils, a new color materials, new color pens that you'd like to try. Save this time. Try using those materials. It's for your own good. You're not wasting any time. If you are more into digital, I encourage you to try having fun with traditional first. Or if you don't want to try traditional at all, try to get a new software such as Clip Studio Paint, download new brush, drawing with a different tool. Always invest in yourself. Study 4. First thing that comes to mind is lines and outlines. But you must know they aren't realistic to draw accurately. Think form, not line. Is it hard, firm, soft, etc.? Drawing is a two-dimensional act. As you can see here, this chibi look of me is a two-dimensional act. It doesn't have any kind of form unless you are using your own imagination. Forms are three-dimensional. To draw form, you have to understand its dimensions. You have to understand if it's a ball, if it's a circle, if it's a rectangle. You have to understand this. So when you study form, sometimes you need to draw the inner shadow or the inner light only inside a figure or an object to understand its aspects. Drawing from photos are flat. So try to avoid drawing from photos. But you want your drawings to show dimensions, so observe shapes, values of light and shadows. Here's my advice to you: be prepared to be frustrated. It's hard. I know it's hard sometimes, but you'll overcome it. Light and shadow. First, you need to buy a spotlight to help you as a single source of light to understand how the light and shadow work. Or try searching or gestures with a single source of light while you are trying to practice. Here's some examples made. Search for it from the web with a single source of light. Study texture. To study texture, you need to be able to shape lines as you see fit, not depending on brush type, depending on light, like using a G pen to do all the kind of texture. You are the master of the software, not the other way around. So use your knowledge, use your observing skills, your eyes, your brain. This is why I told you first how the drawing process works between the brain, the eye, and the hand. So here's some examples of textures you need to understand and try them while you are drawing pencils, inks with your own software, whatever you want to draw. And here's the part that many of us don't have a solution for it, and sometimes they abandon their own dreams. Challenges you face as an artist. Different types of art block. What's art block? Art block is considered one of the most dangerous challenges that artists face. Sometimes they fail facing it. It can last for a day or two, but if you don't fight it, you may leave drawing for good. I've known people that stop drawing because they couldn't fight their own art block. We learned a couple tips. As for me, I learned a couple tips from all the interviews I have done on my YouTube channel. So first, first I would like to diagnose. Let's think of it. Let's think of the art block as a sickness. So let's diagnose it into types. There's sometimes an art block that you are feeling it, that you are pushing yourself to the limits of sorrow or sadness, depression, believing you aren't good enough. The other side, the other type, you are not aware of art block. You got an anonymous feeling with unrest, lack of interest, and busy with life. You don't want to draw or give time to your drawing. So, how do you diagnose your art block? Is it brain, eye, or hand problem? Mind or eye or drawing problem, a hand problem. So we can't diagnose your art block. First thing is the mind. You are unable to think clearly. We will diagnose first. First, we'll be diagnose every type of the art block before we fix them, before we find a solution for them. The mind unable to think clearly, lack of imagination, lack of art knowledge, including as for the eye, how you see others' artwork and how you see your own artwork. Comparing yourself to others through your eyes, through your observation, you find all of them are better and you are so bad, you don't deserve to call yourself an artist. And this thing is so big. And another one connected to the eye problem, drawing, your skill drawing. Believing drawing is a talent. Believing drawing is a talent is a very bad issue that you can't. Not enough passion, not having enough passion, believing you aren't gifted enough, or you lack skill. So, overcoming art block. Before we start fixing each point, some advice you need to understand. Some advice you need to think about. Not where your pain or suffering comes from. You need to pay attention to this. Notice where the pain comes from. Maybe it's all in your head. Start thinking clearly or ask advice from pros. Define your PowerPoints. Keep sharp all time. We all have some. We all have errors. We all have problems. We all have errors. We all have problems. Don't worry about it. Just sharpen your PowerPoints. Keep practicing. Keep practicing in the field you lack. Use your PowerPoints as a core for adjusting your way of thinking. If you are quick, learn how to be better while you are quick. Learn how softwares that makes you better at this. If you are slow but love making details, try being better at being fast with drawing gesture and paying attention to the time, paying attention to deadlines by drawing the gestures by the solution I just already told you about. So I can give you many examples about this. So we are going to solve every little problem about this issue, about unable to think clearly. Think of high pressure moments as a challenge, a game for you to get better, not a life or death threats. This is just one of many opportunities. Focus on the task, not the outcome. Enjoy the comic or the manga you are working on. Don't overdo yourself. Don't overall yourself with the outcomes. Plan for the worst scenario. What is the worst scenario that's going to happen? Nothing bad. You are the one in control. Remember your past successes. Remember your past, how many times you did pass those problems and you did overcome those all the problems. Lack of imagination. Stop watching and start reading. That's right. Stop watching and start reading. Stop watching TV. Stop watching. And pollute your mind with silly ideas about depression and giving you negativity or such things. Stop watching and start reading. Research and ask questions. Ask questions. What if this character did this? What if that character did this instead? What already happened? Observe and observe and observe. Take time to explore. Just make adventures of yourself. Always takes time. Know what you want. Understand what you want. What does you want? Do you want to be an artist or are you drawing for a hobby? Lack of art knowledge. Be curious. Reading, researching, writing. Teach others. Practice. Be mindful and open. Observe. Reason. Experiment. Don't be afraid to fail. Love failing. It's your way to be a master. Every master have been a countless times of failure. He has been a failure. She has been a failure. Every master is. Every master is. Don't be afraid to fail. Here's the other thing that related to your eye. How can you see others' artwork? How you see your artwork? Stop comparing yourself to other. It's an insult. An insult to yourself. You are downing yourself. Only compare yourself to your own old work, to your yesterday's work, to your past year work, to your from 5 years ago or so. Start telling yourself that your work is unique. Do you know that there is any fingerprint or eye print similar to each other? It differs. You're different. Analyze it for its pros and cons. Why do you see your art is bad, or why do you see this part of your art is good? So time to make this part bigger, time to make it larger. If you do draw hands better than the body, then try getting better into drawing hands and use the skills you already learned. Hands, how did you learn to draw hands well? Try this method with drawing feet or drawing heads. Learn from others, learn more tricks to fit your art. Learn from your pros and cons. Learn to use them. Learn more tricks to fit your art. Believing drawing is talent. Drawing isn't a talent, it's a skill anyone can learn. Start investing time and resources to feed your passion. Over time, you will become better and better. Learn to simplify, reshape, and form in front of you. Bring more details to your work. We will talk about art styles and how to master your own art style later. Here. What do you do when you don't have enough passion, believing you aren't gifted enough? You lack skill. Drawing isn't a talent, it's a skill anyone could learn. Already told us. Sorry. So, overcoming art block. I don't think I already I said this. Start investing time and resources to feed your passion. It's the same as the first one. So you have to this believing drawing is talent. You have to repeat those for not having enough passion and believing you aren't good enough or your legs go. So art block can spread to your life in other fields as a virus. Don't be afraid to make art. There is no such thing. There is no such thing bad art to you or another. Sometimes a bad art to one, it's a good art to another. If it's good art to another, it's bad to someone else. So don't be afraid to make bad art. There is no such thing. Avoiding to make any kind of art will result in you leaving drawing at all and starting living with no cause or purpose. And you don't want to do this. There is no perfect solution to overcome art block in general, since all humans differ. Their mindsets, you may have an art block different than the one I already diagnosed or the one I already told you about. The mindsets are different, but the only way in passing it and moving through it is to find a purpose. Find your own purpose. Are you doing art to be just love art, or are you doing art to get money? If you do this, make money your purpose. Give yourself motivation, maybe raise your rates, make yourself do want more awards, buy yourself more stuff so you can feel that purpose you are fighting for it. If you are growing too much, you're growing too much, making many art pieces but still don't. This is a problem that many does ask. If you are drawing too much, making many art pieces but still don't feel you aren't good enough and getting bad comments that give you negativity, change the art community you deal Another problem: stop showing your artwork to others close to you. Sometimes others close to you are the reason you are not getting better. Stop asking people about their ideas, because normally, if not usually, they don't know what they want. People don't know what they want until you show it to them. So stop asking for feedback. Don't always ask for feedback. Sometimes you need to keep your art, keep your talent to yourself, and just show them the results. If you are doing a manga about maybe 500 100 page or 50 page, don't take every page you've already drawn about this manga and others. Just keep it to yourself. Finish it. So you finish it and you're going just for a print, or you're going to publish it just to release it so all others will see it. Learn good habits. Learn more good habits. Draw daily. Enjoy your time making art. Enjoy the journey you are making. Look at the results. If you looking at the results from now, if you do want to be a famous artist, this is a false dream. There's nothing like this. If you need to enjoy your time making art. What I do want, I always give advice to my students. I always say this at workshops, at sessions. Your future is what you do every day. So you need to make art every day if you do want to be an artist or you want to be a professional artist. Steal from many, not from one. Yes, steal from many, not from one. I'm going to tell you right now why you should do this. Learn to ask and answer why you are doing this like that. Asking these questions, Asking this question will help you understand forms, shadows, and why are doing the hands or the knees like this, why the face from this side look like this. Some feedback won't hurt. Sometimes you need to ask feedback from editor, even if this editor overrules you and tells you your art is not good enough and is not good enough for the market. Don't worry. It may make you depressed, but remember you are trying and don't stop trying. Do what you love and you'll never work another day in your life. Having daily schedule is important. Keeping a daily routine helps you to stay organized and focused. It also means achieving the work life balance. So, having daily goals, weekly goals, monthly goals, yearly, and life goals is important. So, what do you want now, today, this week, and this month, and this year, and the next year after? Enjoy your time making art. Hold your pen or pencil. Start doodling on your sketches or doodling with your graphic tablet. I'm sure out of 5 doodles, there's something nice that will come out. Learn the art of stealing from others. Don't steal from one artist. You will degrade yourself. Getting credit for instead of getting credit for it, you will get your art skills leveled up, transformed into a better artist instead of staying in the same place. So don't steal from a single one. Here's someone from Austin Kleon book reference used for the workshop. Steal like an artist. Steal like an artist. What's the difference between a good theft and a bad theft? A good theft, when you do learn and steal from 5 or 10 artists, you're going to own you are doing more study, stealing from many having credit, you will transform and remix. If you are using from 5 artists, you will make something new. It even will transform you into a better artist. While bad theft, it's trade, skim, steal from one, lead you to humiliation, live your life as a follower and a second-rate artist, a rip-off. The rip-off, we do have thousands of artists rip-off, Jim Lee rip-off, Joe Madureira, and other artists. We don't want to do this. Don't wait until you know who you are to get started. Try it out. Just try it out. Write the book you want to read. If you want to be an artist, go for it. If you want to be an inker, go for it. Colorist, etc. Use your hands to open the doors. No one is doing this for you. Just going to give you, hey, I'm making you your Marvel. Come join us. Well, you're welcome, Sarah. Bro, there's no one's going to open the doors of success for you. You'll have to use your hands. You have to create doors yourself. Do good work and share it with people. Be nice to others so others will do this or others will eat them. If you are being nice to the community and being a good artist for the community, helping others, and if one of those try to bite your hand after you help them, all the other artists and the creators of this community are going to ban this person, and this is for all your own good. So be nice to others and you will get treated nicely. Be boring is a recipe to get work done. Be creative. If you be boring by having a schedule every day. I do have schedule. I already posted a video vlog on my YouTube channel telling my day. My days typically like this most of the day. Some days I do have a change. I do have maybe something new, but this is the recipe for getting my work done. How can you find your art style? This one is tricky. This one is pretty tricky. Every art style does have four major titles, four major roads you should walk to find your own art style. Line, shape, detail, light and shadow. Your ability, your mind, how your eye, how your hand, how your skill is translating those four is your own art style. So if you want to create an art style, you have to take the line from an artist, the shape from another one, if it's cartoony, if it's live, if the line is zigzag, the details, are you putting too much belts, are you putting too much weapons, too much maybe props or something like this into this character, into this characters or robots or cybers you are redesigning or animals. Light and shadow, your ability to translate light shadow. Are you going maybe the Mike Mignola style or Joe style into understanding the shadows? Take one of those from any artist you like, and whoop, you got your own art style. Line. Is the line you want to make, is it thin, slick, straight, zigzag, colored, like Samurai Jack, or lineless? Lineless, just like Samurai Jack. Shape, is it semi-life, cartoony, exaggerated, detailed amount of inner lines and props and stuff into this already thing you're done, and the light and shadow, your ability and process it through shading. And we are finished. I finished 5 minutes before my deadline. I think I got I answered all the questions about art block, diagnosing the art block, how to be better overcoming your problems, and how to create your own art style. Already, here is the recipe again. Here's the recipe again, so you can write it down. Like, detail, and like, chat. So, um, I'm so happy for this 3 day workshop. I enjoyed my time so far. I know it helped many. I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to hear more about your thoughts and how this workshop went. Because we are repeating it. We sure are making it more and more and more. Many thanks again for you for watching. Remember that we are holding contest. So many thanks again. Thanks to you, Sarah. Sarah is my partner my for the studio, our studio, Couple Comics. Many thanks to her. She is uh, my flatter and my anchor. She's doing the inks for you and Smile. Maybe most of you do remember or know and Smile. The one who came here does know and Smile. The link down below. I'm holding. I'm open for 5. I'm asking for only 5 applicants. 5 applicants that I will help. 5 applicants will help reach their goals. Uh, reach their goals, learning art skills. If they are seeking a specific art style, I can help them reach that specific art style by giving them and guiding them through their art journey, making shortcuts for them, having online sessions with only those 5. So feel free to reach me on the social media links already posted, or try to contact me on Facebook or on Instagram. So we can start once I get this group of 5 people. I'm opening this for all worldwide, not Egypt only. So many thanks again. Have a nice time and goodbye.